Okay, so get ready because we are diving deep into Maycomb, Alabama.
Maycomb? Huh?
Yeah, well, excerpts from this book anyway. It's all told through the eyes of Scout Finch, this young girl growing up in the heart of it all. And trust me, Maycomb is way more than just some sleepy southern town. We're talking about peeling back the layers, seeing how those social rules, the values, the stuff people don't say out loud, how all that shapes a kid's whole world.
It's like the town itself is another character.
Totally. But, okay, first impression. You're reading Scout's descriptions. What's hitting you? What's the vibe of this place?
Sweltering. You can practically feel that humid air, the dust from those red slop streets.
Oh, yeah.
Even the way people talk, slow and drawn out. It's like time moves different in Maycomb. Kind of stuck in the past, you know?
Right. And Scout keeps saying, it was hotter then? Like, it's not just the weather, it's, I don't know.
Oh, it's deeper than that.
Yeah, like it gets under your skin.
Yeah, it speaks to this, stagnation. Remember Scout describing it as a tired old town?
Mm-hmm.
It's steeped in history, yeah, but there's this. Resistance to change hangs heavy in the air.
Like Maycomb's clinging to its past, for better or worse. And then you've got this whole social hierarchy thing going on. We've got the Finches obviously doing all right, respected. But then there are folks like the Cunninghams. They're more complicated than just poor.
Exactly. The Cunninghams, they show how social standing in Maycomb, it isn't just about money. They're good people, hardworking, but times are tough. Still, they hold on to their dignity.
Totally. That scene where Mr. Cunningham pays Atticus back with hickory nuts.
Yeah.
Talk about pride.
Atticus accepting that
Yeah.
shows you their understanding, right?
Mm.
Unspoken rules.
Sure.
What matters in their world. Honor, even when things are hard.
Which makes the Ewells, well, what do you make of them? Poor like the Cunninghams, but different.
The Ewells are Maycomb's underbelly, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
On the edges, literally and figuratively.
But why does Maycomb put up with them if these unwritten rules matter so much?
Maybe that's the question, isn't it? Are the Ewells convenient for Maycomb? A way to pretend they're more just than they are.
Oh, okay. Getting intense.
Well, you see it right away with Scout's first day of school.
Yeah.
She's a bright kid, reading already, and,
Yeah.
well, the system doesn't know what to do with that.
That whole thing with Miss Caroline, the flashcards, rough start.
Yeah, Maycomb likes things a certain way, right?
Hmm.
Scout doesn't quite fit. And then there's Walter Cunningham. Gets targeted just for being poor.
It's awful.
Like, you can't step outside your lane and make him, even for something good.
And Walter's a good kid,
Oh, yeah?
just like his dad. They have this quiet dignity about them, you know.
Total contrast to the Ewells, though, huh?
Right. But makes you think. The Cunninghams, they're trying, following the rules, even when it's hard. The Ewells, not so much.
And then you've got the trial.
Tom Robinson,
Everything just explodes.
a black man falsely accused, and, well, Maycomb isn't exactly lining up to do what's right.
And Scout's right there in the middle of it. She starts out believing in her dad, in the system. Innocent.
Totally.
But then the verdict comes back.
Jim, I felt so bad for him.
The system he believed in just failed.
He had to grow up fast.
And Atticus. He knew it wasn't going to be easy, defending Tom Robinson, but he did it anyway.
He's like the moral compass of Maycomb, even when it means going against everyone.
Exactly.
Which reminds me, that one juror holding out for an acquittal.
Interesting.
A little bit of hope there.
And who was it? One of Cunningham's, right? Someone from Old Sarum, a place that, let's just say they've got their own ways of doing things.
So even in Maycomb,
Someone can choose to do the right thing. Go against the grain.
makes you wonder though, Bob Ewell, after the trial, threatening Atticus, prejudice. It's a dangerous thing.
Oh yeah. Things are about to get even more complicated.
Speaking of complicated, Dill running away, hiding under Scout's bed. Kids, right. But it's more than that, don't you think?
Of course. Dill, he just wants to be accepted. But even in Maycomb, sometimes people get overlooked.
In Scout, she doesn't really get it, not fully. But she's there for him. That's got to be worth something.
Definitely. And then you've got that whole scene at Calpurnia's church, right? Segregation. Scout and Jem seeing it firsthand.
Eye-opening.
The black community welcoming them, treating them with respect. Makes you think, doesn't it? About what they're learning back in their own world.
Scout, she's starting to question things. Things aren't so simple anymore. The trial, Dill running away, it's a lot.
She's growing up, seeing the world for what it really is.
It's like she's waking up, seeing things differently.
And Maycomb doesn't always like that. They've got their ways.
Oh, tell me about it. Remember when Scout wants to have Walter over? dinner with the Cunninghams, Aunt Alexandra.
Oh, and Aunt Alexandra, the guardian of Macomb's traditions, right?
Mm.
Background, proper behavior, Scout wanting to be friends with Walter. That shakes things up.
She's not afraid to cross those lines, you know? Be friends with someone because they're a good person, not because who their family is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just what she does, it's how she sees things. Like when Atticus, he's talking about, well, hypocrisy, basically. People condemning Tom Robinson,
But they benefit from the same system that's hurting him.
right. And Scout's listening to all of it, soaking it up.
That's got to make you rethink everything you thought you knew.
It does. And then, Bob Ewell attacking Jem and Scout.
Ugh, that scene. Terrifying.
Prejudice has consequences. It's not just words.
The way Harper Lee builds that tension, the darkness, the fear, and then Boo Radley coming out of the shadows.
It's like everything we thought we knew flipped on its head. The town bogeyman, the recluse he becomes.
The hero.
Yeah, protecting the kids everyone else is so quick to judge.
Macomb's full of surprises. Not always good ones, but
It makes you think, though. Even in a place like Macomb where things seem set in stone.
there's more to the story.
Always.
So, after all that, what do we take away from Macomb?
Maybe that things aren't always what they seem. The world's a complicated place, even in a small town.
Especially in a small town, right?
Right. But it's also about how we see the world. Scout, she doesn't have it all figured out, but she's looking, questioning.
We could all use a little bit of Scout in us, huh?
I think so. Question things, challenge what seems unfair. It matters.
It does. Even, or maybe especially close to home. Well, that was a deep dive, folks. Macomb, Alabama. More to it than meets the eye, wouldn't you say?
Definitely more than meets the eye.